Long ago, amidst the 12 tribes of Israel, there was one tribe that vanished into the mists of time. The tribe of Dan. Once bold warriors and judges of the people, their legacy now lies shrouded in mystery, forgotten by many, but not by history. Who were they? Why were they different? And what happened that led them down a path so dark that even their name was left out of eternity? Welcome to the Bible Stories with Gian channel. This is the story of the forgotten tribe of Dan. The story of Dan begins with Jacob, also known as Israel, the patriarch of the 12 tribes. His son Dan was born to Bilhah, the maidservant of Rachel. Dan's name means to judge, and from the beginning, his lineage was marked with strength and purpose. In Genesis 49:16-17, Jacob prophesies over Dan, saying, "Dan shall judge his people as one of the tribes of Israel. Dan shall be a serpent by the way, a viper by the path." A serpent? Why would a father speak such words over his son? It was a sign, a hint of what was to come. When the Israelites entered the promised land, each tribe was given a portion. Dan's territory lay on the western edge, near the Philistines, a dangerous land, filled with enemies. But instead of trusting God to claim their inheritance, they grew weary. They gave up. The tribe of Dan abandoned their allotted land and traveled north, conquering the peaceful city of Laish. They renamed it Dan. Judges 18 tells the tale. They took what was not theirs. They made their own way. And they brought with them a graven image, a priest, and idols. From the start, Dan walked a different path, a rebellious one. Dan became infamous for idolatry. They were the first to openly introduce idol worship into Israel. While Moses had warned against false gods, Dan embraced them. They set up a carved image and a false priesthood in the city of Dan. And when King Jeroboam later created golden calves to stop people from going to Jerusalem, where did he place one of them? In Danish. The tribe became a spiritual cancer, corrupting worship, defiling the covenant. They did not just fall into sin, they became a gateway for it. By the time of the Assyrian invasion, the northern tribes of Israel, including Dan, were taken into captivity and scattered. They were never heard from again. To this day, they are counted among the 10 lost tribes. Unlike Judah or Levi, Dan left no clear trail. They simply disappeared. But legends remain. Some say they migrated to Greece, to Ethiopia, even to Ireland. Some scholars believe they became seafarers and wandered the earth. And in some ancient texts, the Danites are linked to mysterious groups, like the Tuatha De Danann in Irish mythology. Coincidence or hidden truth? Perhaps the most chilling detail comes in the final book of the Bible. In Revelation 7, when the 144,000 are sealed, 12,000 from each tribe, Dan is missing. They are the only tribe not mentioned. Why? Some believe it's because of their idolatry. Others think it's a prophecy that the Antichrist might rise from the line of Dan, fulfilling Jacob's words. A serpent, by the way. Though not confirmed, the omission echoes like a warning. Dan chose a different God, and so God chose to forget Dan. Despite their disappearance, traces of Dan may still linger. Some believe that surnames like Daniels or regions like Denmark and the river Danube carry echoes of this lost tribe. Are these remnants real or imagined? No one knows for sure, but one thing is clear. Dan walked away from God, and their legacy is one of absence, of warnings unheeded, and a heritage lost in the fog of rebellion. The story of Dan is not just a tale of history, it is a mirror. It shows how even those chosen by God can drift, slowly, subtly, fatally. They had a promise, they had power, but they chose a path of compromise. They didn't disappear in a day. It was in the little decisions, giving up their land, tolerating idols, silencing the truth, that they vanished from the pages of destiny. We too face choices. We too have a calling. The question is, will we walk the path of faith or fade into forgetfulness? The tribe of Dan may be lost to history, but their story still speaks. A serpent in the path, a warning in the wind, a name once great, now forgotten. This was the tribe of Dan. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the shadows of Israel's past. The story of Dan reminds us that even those once chosen can be forgotten if they abandon their path. If this mystery moved you, inspired you, or made you think, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more untold stories from the pages of history and scripture. Until next time, stay curious and stay faithful. Take care. God bless you all.